Cymbals, Saluda cymbals. I got some hi-hats in front of me. I love these hi-hats. They're actually small hi-hats. They're 12 inches. And I know in the world of drumming, in the drum set, is particularly in the traditional trap set or conventional drum world, there's a lot of talk and debate and just talk, amongst different sizes of hi-hats. Since I particularly, when I'm playing as the percussionist or the drummer, I'm often doing a lot of hybrid stuff where my drum set is centered around a cajon or whatever. I like to play with smaller hi-hats. So I asked Jamie Lambert if I can get some 12-inch hi-hats a while back, and I fell in love with them. And honestly, for my particular use, I don't really need anything larger or anything different. It works great. A lot of what I do hi-hat wise is in the studio anyways, even though I do play with them live quite a bit. So, but if I'm in the studio, I can just EQ them to sound the way I want them to sound. And if I can't, then I have a sound library with a host of different hi-hat sounds. So anyways, I just love these hi-hats. They're very crisp. They're defined. The actual the chick on top, or just the different places that I can play with them on top, is very focused. It's not as in the world of drumming or percussion, we use terms like gushy or washy. These cymbals, these hi-hats being smaller, they can do that, but they're more they cut through more as far as very defined the sound. It's not a sh, it's a very ch, that T, that ch, that define. I don't know how else to describe it. Quick disclosure: I am by no means a cymbal expert, so I may say some things that are not completely correct. That are off. I'm not like lying or anything or trying to lie. So if I say some things that are off, please go easy on your boy. Just let me know. Little nice touch, But anyways, I'm just explaining, the things that I like about the cymbals that I use on a regular basis. Little synopsis of this cymbal tasting. So anyways, let's get back into it. But basically you can hear it. It's gonna be very defined through the mix, and I like that a lot. I like the chick. I like the way it sounds as well, that. And these size isn't the only thing when it comes to hi-hats. There's a lot of talk about sizes, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 inch and so on and so forth size hi-hats, but the thickness and the weight also plays a lot into the sound, whether or not it's a smaller hi-hat is going to be higher or lower pitch. So these, while they're small, that does translate a lot to their higher pitch, but they're pretty thick too. These are substantial as far as their weight is concerned. Let me take this off real quick. This top hi-hat. Also, the lathing and the way that it's made, the cymbal itself, the hi-hat, has a lot to do with the sounds. A lot of people focus on sizes and whatnot, but there's so many other things that go into play with the sound. But yeah, this is a pretty, it's pretty thick. I still would say it's more on the medium side, but it's not a real thin hi-hat, So I've had a lot of different compliments and comments on these hi-hats. Buttery is a term that I get a lot. So a lot of you musicians and percussionists will probably relate to that sound, as far as if you're curious what they sound like. Maybe I'll throw a link down in the description of different albums that I've recorded and videos that I've recorded the hi-hat with. So I really like, these are the Decadence series. I have a Decadence hi-hats, 12-inch, and the Ride. But I love them because of the way they look, but more importantly, the way they sound. But I'm an artist. I paint and draw, so aesthetics and the way things look, they tend to influence and inspire me as well. And I think a lot of you can relate to that. Even, as musicians, as artists, we're as humans, we are inspired and moved by the world around us, right? So yeah, anyways, let me grab my Ride cymbal. So here is my Ride cymbal. It's a 21-inch, same series, like I said, Decadence from Saluda. Wow, it's really catching a lot of my voice reverberating. Hopefully it doesn't sound too weird. Maybe I should lower it a little bit. Let me bring this guy down a little bit. Can you still see it? Yeah, so this is, I love this cymbal. This is actually my second ride cymbal from Saluda. And just like any other custom cymbals or cymbals period, unless a lot of work is going into intentionally the manufacturing to make them all sound the same, each cymbal is going to have its own character. And while there is a lot of continuity and quality control with Saluda Cymbals, the thing I do love about this series and getting custom cymbals from Saluda Cymbals is they do have their own character. And so I've tended to fall in love with the ride cymbal I had before, as well as this one, because while they're very similar, they're obviously from this series. This has its unique characteristics. This particular cymbal itself has some of its own overtones, some of its own quality, but it's still the Decadence series. So if you were to order one, it would still sound very much like this, unless you called Saluda or emailed them and asked them for something very particular within this, maybe thinner, you want it to crash a little bit more, you want it to have a little brighter sound or a darker sound. But oh man, just so crisp, so defined. If you're into playing jazz, for jazzy contexts, I love this cymbal. But I don't play as the drummer in a lot of traditional jazz situations. Again, I'm more into my fusion music, which is like Latin and singer-songwriter, folk, and soul kind of mixed together, right? With some other elements thrown in there, influences from around the world. But I do play a lot of soul-style music, as well as, just straight-up contemporary pop and CCM in church worship music. But this cymbal has a lot of versatility. I mean, there are so many. And that bell, listen to that bell. Oh, man, that is nice. Very nice, very nice. I love it. So, yeah, this cymbal, and the thing that I really love about this Decadence cymbal, other than just it's gorgeous the way it looks, but the sound, the thing that I particularly love about this cymbal, and I've played many different cymbals, I love them all, but one of the things that I really love about this cymbal in particular is the crescendos, the cymbal swells. And that was horrible. I don't have my mallets near me, and I'm being kind of lazy. I really don't feel like going and grabbing my case of mallets and sticks, so I'm just using my hands. It's very ambient. It's searching for another word to use. When you use it with, I use these mallets from the Midwest, Massimo mallets from the Waukegan, Zion area. Brian Choppy Massimo. He's got just beautiful mallets, and they're actually made out of hemp. And they when paired with this cymbal, it's like an orchestral suspended cymbal. It's gorgeous. So there's a lot of versatility. This can be a suspended cymbal in an orchestral type of situation. Christmas is coming up. Perhaps you're playing a Christmas service and you want to do some traditional stuff, but at the same time you're playing drum set stuff. This cymbal has that. It can be a ride. Great bells for rock. And it crashes beautifully. And you notice I'm using my hands. So I have mine thin enough that it can crash with no problem. It doesn't take a whole lot, but it's still a ride cymbal in that it's not going to get away from me. Oh, got a interloper here. Yes. Okay. So also I didn't mention that Saluda is celebrating this year their 20th anniversary. So 20 years in making these beautiful cymbals. And I believe they're running a special, so you may want to go check on that. You can find them on Instagram, Saluda, Saluda Cymbals. I'll put a link to all that down below. 20 years. Congratulations, Saluda. So, yeah, let me grab two more cymbals. Let me grab my... Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Just gorgeous. This one is actually brand new. It's not even 2 months old. I actually got this one in the mail about, not even a month ago. A few weeks ago, I think I got this in the mail. Now, this is my splash cymbal. I have it on here, but you know what? I should take it off. Of course, I'm going to have some B-roll or something so you can see all of, juicy B-roll, right? But a little different, quite different, actually, at least in the aesthetics part, the looks of the Decadence series. And this one, I should clean it up. It had quite a different patina. I'll try to throw up a different picture of the up here so you can see what, and a link as well to the Earthwork series. I was really drawn to the Earthwork series when I first joined Saluda and started, and when I first started playing their cymbals. These were the first ones I wanted to play because I love the way they look, and I just had a feeling that they would be really dark and gushy, that sound, and it met those expectations. So this is a 12-inch splash cymbal, and it does splash. Look at that, 3 different sounds right off the bat. Very easy to get all different kinds of tones, but at the same time, it's focused, I love splash cymbals. I've always loved splash cymbals, especially being a multi-percussionist playing bongos and djembe, tabla, timbales. Sometimes you just want a splash of color, right? And I mean, this is beautiful. And it's got a nice bell on it too. I love that. Very classic to me. Very classic, dark sound. It can be so dark, but yet at the same time, you can get such light sounds out of it. A lot of brightness, even though it can have that dark, enchanting sound. This is the Earthworks 12-inch splash. Love it. It's for all the different types of instruments I play, it goes in there. It goes very well. Yeah, anyways, I don't know what else to say about it. I like it. And then finally, for today's video, we have the Saluda V-Bell. Now, this little cymbal right here is one of my studio champions. I love this thing. I love stacking it on top of another cymbal, just so I can have an extra, that'll kind of covers up the bell a little bit if I'm using that cymbal's bell. But if I just want to have, I often will put this on top of the splash. So I have the splash and then I'll have the V-Bell. Sometimes I put it on its own stand, but it has so much. Woo, that might have been very, very hot, very loud. I mean, this little guy speaks, makes himself known, and I love this little thing. Ah, beautiful. Yeah, it's just, it's an attractive cymbal. Looks great. I love how the inside is just left so, I don't know, it's raw, I guess. I don't know. It just, but the lathing is beautiful. This my particular cymbal here is kind of dirty. Probably needs to be cleaned. Sometimes I don't clean some of the cymbals as well. It is what it is. I don't junk them up, but so I figure. But anyways, I don't know what I'm saying there. But yeah, so love this V-Bell. I have a bunch of different bells and whistles in the studio. I have a bunch of different bells, chimes, but this little one, it's been on quite a few recordings. I enjoy playing this V-bell. I enjoy it, and I mean, you know, it's small. Could be a weapon, whoosh, like a flat ninja star. Okay, ninja star. That would have like points, right? Which Saluda, I did see on YouTube, they did make a ninja star cymbal before. So anyways, my V-bell, hi-hats, my splash cymbal, my ride cymbal from Saluda. Those are my Saluda cymbal babies. They do the job, and I love them. So hopefully you've enjoyed my little ramblings, diatribes, whatever these are called. I don't know, my cymbal tasting of the Saluda cymbals that I use. I've played a lot of different cymbals, from vintage to newer cymbals, and I'm a fan of a lot of different companies. But I tell you what, I've been playing Saluda for the last 11 years now, and there's a reason why. I love the sound of these beautiful cymbals. Anyways, it's still beautiful outside, and I think I'm gonna go for another walk, and which probably means I'll end up editing this video tomorrow. But you guys have already seen it. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. God bless you. Heaven smile upon you, and I'll see you soon.